Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to be tackling the paint in this room. It's currently pink, so we're going to change that today. And the color that we've decided to go with is a dark gray, which we're very unsure of. I have no idea if it's going to work, but we're going to try. The thought behind it is that we have three very distinctive features in this room. We have the beautiful brick wall, we have wooden ceilings, and then that insane ocean view out there. And we feel as though once we paint all of these pink parts dark gray, it will force your eye past the wall and more outside into the beautiful view. And the same goes for these walls all around. We're thinking that once they're gray, it'll showcase all of the other natural architectural features. There's no point in wasting any more of your time. Might as well start getting rid of the furniture out of here and start sanding the walls. And if you're new here, my name's Kevin, and my wife Michelle and I just moved to beautiful Vancouver Island and bought our dream forever home. So tag along with us as we tackle each project and make all of our dreams come true. I must say, this has got to be one of the most efficient ways to work. All right, here's the tough one now. Yeah.
See who needs legs when you have a Onewheel.
You know, I'm just kidding. All right, I'm not so sure about this one, but let's give it a shot.
You okay?
Oh yeah, I'm good. No problems here.
What happened?
Nothing.
What happened?
It broke,
It broke?
but I fixed it. All right, so note to self, don't pull from the top of it, drag it sideways. That is so efficient. Actually, come to think of it, you know what might be even more efficient to get rid of this? Just using magic. Perfect. So this table here is probably one of the few things that we're gonna wanna keep in this space, just so we have a table, a flat surface, and somewhere to eat. So we'll keep it here, but I will fold in this leaf, which will make it a lot smaller. First, you gotta make it bigger before you can make it smaller. But so easy. Just a few more things now, and then we'll be all ready to go. Well, at least until we have to start prepping the walls and taking off the outlet covers and stuff like that. Yeah. Magic. So much room for activities now. All right, so now the room basically looks like exactly how we bought it. And now it's on to all the tedious stuff. Got to take off all the outlet covers, got to patch a bunch of holes, then we got to sand the walls, got to patch up some cracks on the paint, sand everything, mask everything, and then paint. So there's still tons of work to do, but all we can do is keep on moving forward. What the heck? Why are those so stuck on there? There's no more bolts. They must have put them on when the paint was still wet, I would assume. And then it just kind of adhered to the wall. Please don't break. Please don't break. Perfect. All right. right, we're onto the drywall portion of this video. I got a few projects to take care of. To start off, we have this big intercom system on the wall. Originally, I was thinking of just completely removing it, but it is a pretty interesting part of the house, and it would be cool to keep this around just for like the heritage aspect of it. So I'm thinking of insetting it into the wall and just making it a little bit more flush and not in the way every time you go for these light switches. Over here, we have all of these wires coming out of the wall. We have a lot of speakers in the ceilings throughout the house. So when we do eventually want to hook these up, that's what this is for. But right now it looks absolutely horrible, just these cables coming out of the wall in this little package. So I did get a recessed cable plate, and then these can be a little bit better hidden in the wall. We also have these decent sized cracks in the drywall, just from, I guess, the house shifting, hopefully, and not the structural part of the house falling apart. So we're gonna tape these up, clean that up before we paint. And we do have those cracks in the drywall in a number of places. It doesn't look like they use any tape at all where the drywall meets there, so hopefully we'll fix it and it'll be good forever. Before we get into this, I should mention that I've never done any drywall work at all. So I'm gonna learn as I go and do better on the next project. The interesting thing about our intercom system is that it shouldn't really be hooked up to any radio stations. It should just be internally routed, but it does play the radio for some reason. You can kind of hear it there. Somebody's talking at least. Oh, there it comes. Oh my goodness. So yeah, the intercom system definitely goes to a lot of places in the house. Let's get it in the wall. Okay, so I've got my hole marked out on the wall. I'm pretty sure it's where the studs are, here and here. I don't know if it's actually gonna fit in between them, but if it doesn't, I'm sure I'll come up with some creative way to make it work, or worst case scenario, we just have a random shelf in the middle of the wall here. All right, it came up perfect actually, stud to stud. Let's see if it actually fits though, in between though, because I know that it's very, very close. Oh yeah, wow, it's touching each stud just with pressure. Almost perfectly flush with the wall, and fits in there great. That's gonna be way better. There's definitely still a ton of work though to do to make this an actual nice hole in the wall, but this is super promising. All right, I got the basic box set up in there, and it fits perfectly now. So it'll be something like that when it's all done. Now I just need to drywall mud up the corners here and make it look nice and smooth. Remember to keep in mind, I've never done any drywall work before, and I'm gonna do this my way. I know I'm supposed to have corner bead, but I don't have that here right now. So I'm gonna try it with paper. We'll see what happens, live and learn, right? I'm gonna continue working on this for a bit and then I'll let you know what it comes out like. All right, that's on there. I'll let that dry and then I can sand it down and see kind of where I stand from that point forward. But while that dries, let's continue on for the other projects. Now I'm gonna fix all these cracks on the drywall. Hopefully they don't come back, but you can't really see it on camera anyway, so I'm just gonna tackle everything else drywall-wise and then I'll bring you back when we're ready to sand and paint. Whoa, I almost cracked my head open on these lights here. The neighbors are probably like, what the heck's going on up there? Got the Onewheel out here. Oh, with a view like that too. How gorgeous. It's really crazy to do this up here because we had this super massive windstorm and it blew this whole glass panel out and shattered it. So right now there's nothing there. It's just a like 12-foot drop. But Onewheels are so sick. Oh my God. Alrighty, today is the day that we're finally putting paint on these walls. It's been a very long time coming with lots of prep work, learning drywall and taking that on. Now the most important part of this whole entire project is changing the color of the walls. We ended up choosing to go with this Benjamin Moore paint, not a sponsorship, but we've heard good things. I calculated it to be about 260 square feet, and this should cover that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that will get us there. Originally, we were going to go with this color here. So we got this little sample, but once we got it on the wall, we realized that that's probably a bit too dark for us. So I'm just gonna have this regress in here painted a little bit darker, and then the rest of the walls will be slightly lighter and a little bit less blue than this. Never really done any painting either, so we're gonna start up here above the upper cabinets, so any flaws will be less noticeable because usually you're looking out the view and not up above the cabinets. I guess here goes nothing. I don't know how to do the edge without making it go inside, but I guess I can touch it up with the paint, other paint if I need to. Well, the painting is complete, the room's been put back together, and it's feeling like a completely different space. But before we show it all off, let's just rewind for a second back to when we first moved in. The room was completely empty, the walls were very pink, and we knew for sure that this was going to be one of the first spaces that we tackled. We started to make it our own by adding in all our furniture pieces, and it was coming along pretty nicely, but it was still pink.
But now, with this bold, moody gray, it finally feels like our space.
Welcome to our new kitchen, dining, and living room.
We really wanted the space to feel dramatic, but still warm and grounded.
And now it does just that. The dark really brings out all the architectural features in the room and really puts the focus on that stunning ocean view out there. It also looks completely different depending on the time of day. In the morning, it's soft and cozy, but at night, once the lighting kicks in, it takes on a whole new vibe. I am curious though, what do you guys think? Is it too dark or does it elevate the space? I for one think that it feels a whole lot more modern and is definitely more classy.
Obviously, we still have some final touches to do in this room. Like, this wall is begging for some artwork. So follow along as we continue to transform this space, our house, and our property. So hit that subscribe button.
Because I can promise you one thing, we definitely have a whole lot more to show you. So I'll see you in the next video.